Swimming pool, hot tub, and a new large play set for the kids. These new additions will be for guests only, coming in 2026. Visit KodiakMountainResort.com for reservations. Discover the thrill of adventure with Salt River Motors, your go-to destination for Polaris side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and sleds. Gear up with premium off-road gear and accessories. And when you are on the road, Salt River Motors keeps you moving with a full automotive service department for tires, shocks, brakes, and comprehensive repair and general maintenance. Visit Salt River Motors on Highway 89 south of Etna or online at saltrivermotors.com.
Miles CPA is your trusted partner for all tax-related matters. Our professional and qualified accountants ensure you keep and get back as much of your hard-earned money as possible. Whether you're an employee or business owner, rely on our tax experts for precision and expertise. Visit us in Afton or Alpine or call 307-885-0055 to schedule your consultation. Secure your financial future with Miles CPA.
Drive your career forward by joining the LCSD2 Transportation Department. We're now hiring for part-time bus aides starting at $16.75 per hour. Full-time route drivers earn $22 per hour, working only during the school year. Substitute driver and substitute aide positions are also available. Explore these rewarding opportunities and become a vital part of our education system. For more information, visit lcsd2.org and click Job Openings. That's lcsd2.org and click Job Openings.
In the heart of the Rockies, land is more than property. It's a legacy. Whether you're buying a family ranch, a mountain retreat, or selling farmland, it takes local knowledge and trusted hands. Austin Callison and Andy Neal, licensed in Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, bring unmatched experience with Hayden Outdoors, the West's premier land brokerage. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
The SVI Sports Network is your home for live coverage of Star Valley High School sports.
Hey, welcome to Braves Field, and we've got the varsity boys game getting set to be underway here at Star Valley High School, and the visiting Green River Wolves taking on the homestanding Star Valley Braves. Dal Erickson here along with Alan Simpson to give you the call. And Alan, we kind of touched on it. These two teams combined for 13 goals in their previous meeting in Sweetwater County a few weeks ago. We'll see if we have the same type of pyrotechnics today that we did then.
Yeah, and Green River has been putting up a lot of goals against a lot of squads today. They definitely have a lot of offensive firepower as the starting lineups come out to midfield. And we're about to get ready to go here. As this matchup between the Green River Wolves and the Star Valley Braves, Green River comes in with a record of 5-2 on the season with 15 points. That puts them in second place behind only the Jackson Bronx. And Star Valley comes in with a record of 1-5 as Star Valley is looking to get some footing and build some momentum here for the second half of the soccer season.
They're working through the WHSAA Be a Good Sport pregame reads. We'll see if they are effective. I think if you want to go be a soccer official and take that kind of abuse, they will take you.
They will take, yes.
We'll pause up here for the national anthem.
sophomore, Colby Eckhart. Number 7, a senior, Braxton Doak. Number 8, a senior, Max Hintz. Number 10, a junior, Aiden Morris. Number 11, a freshman, Tommy Vasco. Number 14, a junior, Irie Kubal. Number 17, a senior, Isaac Ariano. Number 19, a sophomore, Nico Macias. Number 22, a senior, Reese Wild. And number 24, a junior, Gavin Morris. The Wolves are coached by Joe Vasco, assisted by Chris Bieber, Greg Doak, Perry Rubeck, and Troy Eckhart. And now for your Star Valley Braves. Number 2, a junior, Jacob Choma. Number 3, a junior, Jonah Finch. Number 4, a senior, Joshua Olvera. Number 5, a junior, Landon Peterson. Number 6, a junior, Nathan Hatterley. Number 9, a senior, Max Matijek. Number 12, a sophomore, Lincoln Brown. Number 21, a senior, Zach Tyler. Number 23, a sophomore, Jacob Howe. Number 33, a junior, Carter Bagley. And the keeper, number 55, Will Collins. The Braves are coached by Trevor Spencer, assisted by Shane Holcomb and Ethan Nelson. Your officials for today's match.
Back at it here at Braves Field. Those are your starters, and coming off their rendition of the Whitney Houston National Anthem for the 1990 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Generally considered the greatest performance ever and never to be topped.
Yeah.
So
why not bring it back?
Yeah.
So one notable thing for the Braves out of the starting lineup is Chase Tyler, as he's dealing with an injury today. And Chase had a fantastic game against Evanston last week, and so that will definitely be a hole that will be filled by multiple players. I don't think just one person can come in and fill what Chase does for the team, but starting in his place today is Nathan Hatterley, and I think Nathan's going to do a great job for the Braves as well.
Yeah, Nathan, an all-state football player, led Star Valley in rushing this last year. He won I almost said the Super Bowl. Won the state championship. Not quite. I was already talking about Super Bowl
Whitney
stuff.
Houston on your mind.
But Chase Tyler had such a good game against Evanston, and I'm sure against Riverton, although we didn't get to see that one. Had a goal, but just so confident with the ball. So we'll see how the Braves manage without him today.
Quick start here for Star Valley. Finch will take it down the far side. That ball is going to get up line. That stays inbounds. Over to Vasco. Vasco wins the ball here in the middle. He's got Finch on him. Wants to go work it towards this near side. Hintz back to Wild. Wild will settle, and a bit of a mistouch there, out of bounds. Throw in for Star Valley. Peterson looks into Choma and quickly goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Jacob. Throw in coming for the Wolves.
Throwing this in is Reese Wild, senior, number 22.
Triangle passing here by Green River, taken away by Bagley. Peterson. Oh, good linked passes here by the Braves. Trying to work it back to the middle was Cutler, and that's taken away. Quickly, here comes Vasco in the middle. He works it towards the outside. Slips just outside the box and taken away by Brown. Right, and covered up by Collins as Vasco took a shot about 10 yards outside the top of the 18, and Collins covers up that far post and sends it out for the Braves. Left foot looking up line and headed out by Finch. Or I think that was Hatterley on that far side that headed it out. Green River works it back to the middle. Good quick passing here by the Wolves. Choma looks to cover that one up. Vasco here on the near side. Looking to make a run. They are going to say he's onside. And good job there by Collins to come out and cover that up. I think it was Brown who was given chase for Star Valley. Really able to cut off that angle, but good through ball there by Vasco. Tommy Vasco, just a freshman for the Wolves. If you joined us for the girls broadcast, we saw his older sister Isa Vasco score 8 goals, and it seems like
it's his dad that's the head coach of the boys too, so
yep.
I'm assuming they will talk about it on the way home.
Whether they want to or not.
That last shot, though, credit to the keeper for the Braves, Collins. But, yeah, that was a solid shot from Hintz, and just happened to put it right on the keeper.
Vasco will settle in the middle of the field. He wants to work it towards the outside. Over to Kubal. Kubal trying to work it back to the middle. Over to Wild. This ball is going to go into the box and out, and it will be a goal kick coming up for Star Valley. Star Valley starting Will Collins in goal today. They usually do play a 2-goalie system where one will play in the first half and one will play in the second. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some of Trenton Nelson.
And this could just be, hey, you get to start at home last time and you get to start at home this time kind of thing. But, yeah, based on that, I would expect to see Trenton Nelson at some point in the second half or starting the second half.
Yeah. And in high school soccer, you obviously have unlimited subs. If you get into the professional soccer, once you sub out, you are done, and you only get a limited amount of subs per game. High school is much more user-friendly, if you will, as here comes Howe. Howe sends the ball up to Matijic. Matijic streaking down that right side. He brings it back to his right foot. Has a cross into the middle. Oh, no. As that ball went right at the foot of Cutler Bagley and just couldn't get a redirect on it. What a cross by Max Matijic, though.
Max had an absolutely gorgeous goal last week against Evanston. He is just a very capable scorer for the Braves. Jacob Howe had a couple of goals to start off last week as well. So a lot of returning firepower for the Braves.
Finch to Choma. Good leave over to Bagley. Bagley looking to go back into the middle. That ball gets knocked away by the Wolves. Here comes Tommy Vasco on the counterattack. Good step there by Olvera. Over to Peterson. Drops it to Choma.
Well, if you're wondering how good Tommy Vasco is, I think there's only 2 freshmen on this varsity roster, and it's a big one for Green River, so he's starting for a reason. Looks like offside. Sideline official says you're a little early.
Free kick coming up for Star Valley. Zach Tyler will step up to take this for the Braves. Zach,
they're looking deep for Jacob Howe.
Yeah, he just had one more to beat. That was a good job by stepping 2 for Green River. Bagley sends this up to Max. Here comes Choma. Choma on the left side. He wants to send a one-touch cross into the middle behind Jacob Howe, and it will be cleared by the Wolves.
Coming back the other way, Green River, this is Vasco carrying the ball. He's got some speed. Braves trying to cut him off. He'll take it to the outside. Still probing this Star Valley defense. Sends it back to a teammate, and that is off kind of the left side of the foot. Probably not exactly as solid as he was hoping that shot to be. That shot taken by Isaac Ariano. Third shot on goal here in the early going for the Wolves.
Ball worked towards the outside. Here's Wild. He punches it forward. Taken away by Choma. Looking for a through ball up to Bagley. That's going to be secured by Green River. Ball played back to the keeper. Demaray plays it towards the outside.
And he is a, remember that name from basketball season? But
yes.
He is a tall keeper. He's about a head taller than everybody else on the team. So, I mean, you're probably not going to go top shelf on Jake Demaray,
exactly.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're looking towards those bottom corners for sure, because there's not a piece of the goal that he can't get to. Flat-footed probably, so.
Yeah, I'll bet he can just grab the top bar with flat-footed. It's kind of the way he looks anyway.
Yep, and that is typically an advantage to have a goalie with some height, because it really does limit your areas of where you can go with the ball. Good step here by Hatterley. Hatterley trying to work it back towards the middle, knocked out of bounds. They're going to say still in and play on. Here's a strong kick towards the outside. One hopper and picked up by Collins. Good work there by Will to get on top of that one.
And not to keep saying the same thing as we did in the girls match, but you saw that kind of redirected knockdown technique from the keeper, and that was well played.
I don't know how Max came up with the ball there, as he did a full breakdance move on the side.
He was looking for Carter Bagley, got picked out of the air by the Green River defense.
Max saves this one from going out of bounds. Back to Hatterley. Hatterley drops to Tyler. Tyler will send a high ball into the middle. One out of the air by Wild. Over to Vasco. Vasco will settle. Pushes up through ball off the shoulder of Tyler. And back to the feet of Vasco. Vasco wants to go again. Looking for Morris on the outside. He's able to save that from going out. Oh, good cross. Good job there by the Braves just to clear that one, as I think that was Brown that came in with a slide tackle.
Pretty physical in the box there. And are they calling this a corner or a penalty?
I think we're going to have a corner kick. Lincoln Brown came in with the slide tackle, but he did get to the ball first.
And that was my thought as well. Just everybody was still kind of bunching up there and talking, so I wasn't sure what the official call was. First corner kick of the match here.
And that one's going to be picked out of there by Collins. Collins will send this one low.
Seems early on the Braves are hoping to maybe gain an advantage with Collins sending it really deep and maybe catching it on the fly. I haven't been able to do it yet.
And that's one thing that Coach Spencer touched on in the interview with SVI last week, is how much speed they have up front. And I think they're looking to utilize and capitalize on that here today. Braves did substitute on that last corner kick, as here comes Green River again towards the top of the 18. Good pursuit there. I do believe that was McKay Bagley who took that away over to Tyler and out of bounds. McKay was one that subbed in during that last dead ball.
Yeah, McKay, number 18.
McKay probably getting some of those minutes that Chase Tyler usually gets here in the midfield. Ooh.
Oh, wow. Max took a shot from a shoulder right in his head and chest area.
Yeah, I saw that collision coming, and Max is down. They'll stop time here.
That was almost a hockey check.
Looks like Max will get up on his own power, calls for a sub.
That's a pretty big hit.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, that was physical enough. That could have been a card.
Well, he immediately walked off the field, did the Green River player, so I I didn't see a card, but they kind of behaved like it was.
And he's talking to the coach. I bet there was a card that was played, as that was really an unsafe play. As
Aiden Morris is who came off the field. I don't remember seeing a card, though. I mean, they're all the elements like there was one.
as Demeray comes up and covers this one on that free kick. Demeray sends it high to the outside. That looks like it came off his foot, off the side of his foot a little bit, but it's corralled by Morris. Morris sends it into the middle and then back to the outside. Here's Hatterley, steps up, and throw in coming for Green River. Yeah, you could see that coming from our vantage point, where both players were really being aggressive going to the ball. And, yeah, Max definitely took the brunt of it on that collision. We hope to see him back. We talked about how good of a player Max is, and he's really the wheel that keeps that offense spinning. Here comes Tommy Vasco. He works his way towards the top of the 18, being shielded by Tyler. Good job. They are going to call a foul, though. Different vantage points than what we had, as Vasco did go down. They will give it just outside the top of the 18.
Yeah, quality opportunity here for Vasco, although he'll have to get it past the wall.
Star Valley going with just a two-person wall. High ball, that's got to go off the back of the field goal post. Out of bounds and no steak dinner.
Nothing for you. Yeah, we'll have to watch and see if hopefully Max able to come back in. But yeah, that was a pretty big hit. They'll get him checked out on the sideline.
That ball won out of the air by Oscar Garcia. Here comes Garcia in the middle, working his way around. And the refs are trying to...
I think they're kind of tightening it up a little bit, Alan. That's just my 2 cents. I think you agree.
Yeah, but I was going to say the same thing. It looks like they're just wanting to get control from the beginning here. As there's an equal amount of fighting, or just some shoulder fighting there by both players. They are going to get Green River for the foul.
So Zach Tyler take this free kick.
Chip shot here into the top of the 18. Here comes Howe. He's able to get around to it. Back to Bagley. Bagley trying to make a move. Jacob wants to take this one back. Left foot and just wide, as feet kind of got tangled up between the Braves and their spacing there. Jacob trying to make a move, just ran out of real estate.
Yeah, kind of got that angle got squeezed until the door basically shut, and he ends up shooting it behind the net, or it would have been in the side.
Green River elects to take their goal kick short. Wild will pass it up line to Maris, looking ahead to Saldivar. Here's a through ball. Good space covered by Hatterley and cleaned up by Collins. And like you mentioned, Dal, Hatterley does bring quite a bit of speed to that right defensive back position. We know he's got speed from his football days, but
selfishly, I wish they'd let him just pick the ball up and run to the end zone.
Yeah.
It's not how this works.
Good job there by Bagley to get it to Choma. Choma will drop to Peterson. Peterson sends it back to Choma. Choma, oh, great move by Jacob. He splits the defenders and just can't.
Jacob had a great game against Evanston as well. I think they end up giving that third assist to him as well. So 3 assists of the 5 goals against Evanston last week.
Quick move here by Ariano as he makes it towards the top of the 18. Flicked back by Choma over to Garcia. Garcia trying to make a move, but quickly taken away. Green River wants to work it towards the outside. Hard touch. As Hyde trying to win it on that far side. Good work there by Nolan Hyde, and he's able to tool that one off the feet of the defender. Wanting to throw it up line, no one there though. As that's going to go off of Garcia, and goal kick coming for Green River. Good play there by Hintz as he wanted to tool that one off the feet of the attacker.
Jonah Finch and Carter Bagley coming in on the sub for the Braves. Demaray, the goal kick.
Yeah. Green River likes to do that short goal kick to really force the offense up and try to create a little bit more space on the back end here. Good position by Hatterley. He sends it up line to Finch. Back to Nathan. Bit of a mistouch here as they're looking to send Vasco on a run. Good break up by Tyler. And it will be a throw-in coming for Green River. 22 minutes left to play here in the first half. We're still tied up 0-0. These two teams are still kind of filling each other out and seeing what the strategy will be going forward.
Well, Alan, I wouldn't call it an update, but Max has been speaking with the trainer for the last little bit, and now they finally parted ways, and Max is making his way back to the bench. That does not mean he's available, but just that was a pretty good conversation there. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were checking him out for a concussion. I mean, that was a big
100%.
hit.
Yeah, in football, they take away their helmet, and they're like, you're
he's
done.
Actually walking away. He's kind of doing some sprints, so that's actually a good sign if you're a Star Valley fan, because then that means you wouldn't be doing sprints to warm up if you weren't at least planning on coming back in, at least the potential to come back in.
Yeah, and if they were going to put you in the concussion protocol, you wouldn't be doing sprints either. So
yeah, you'd be done.
So that is a good sign. Here's Hintz. He sends a ball into the box. Good job there by Peterson to get ahead on that one.
And a whistle. Again, I'm just reiterating, I think they've been a little quick since that hit.
Yep.
Just kind of making sure that they are on top of it, making sure it doesn't get out of hand, and they've given away some free kicks here.
Tyler tries to drive that ball through to Howe, and good deflection there by Colby Eckhart, the sophomore defender for Green River. They're going to say last touch.
Be a Green River throw in here, I believe.
I think it'll be a Braves throw in. They're going to say last touch by.
This is why the officials are there. And you.
Here's Hintz. Tries to head this one out, but picked up by the Braves. Finch trying to win it in the midfield. Has that taken away by Vasco. Tommy Vasco.
Boy, he's fast too.
It's the Jets. As Tyler's going to send this one. That's going to be just out of the reach for Star Valley.
Looks like
as that looked like Raiden Hatterley.
Yeah, Raiden Hatterley ran it out. Credit to him for making the keeper pick it up.
Both teams have had some looks at the goal in the early going. I think Green River's had a few more quality looks than the Braves.
I think they had kind of that big scrum in front of the net. And, yeah, that I wouldn't have been surprised if that would have turned into a goal. They also had a good quality free kick that kind of evaporated. But, yeah, I think they've had the more quality of the shots so far.
Yep. And at the same time, the Braves have had put some pressure into their attacking third. Just haven't had anything materialize. The big storyline, obviously, Max Matijic took a hit about the 29th minute.
And he is set to come back in. He is over there waiting to sub in on the next sub.
And so the next dead ball for the Braves, we'll see Matijic check back in.
And there it is. Well, that's a great sign, just not just for the game, but personally as well, because obviously you hate to see high school kids get injured. Also back in is number 12, Lincoln Brown, a sophomore.
Throw in here for Hatterley. Over to Choma. Oh, great move by Jacob. Tries to send it up line. That is deflected after he was able to split the defenders. Here comes Finch. Trying to work it towards the inside. Good step there by Peterson. Vasco taking on two. Converged with Olvera. Good job there by the Braves, sending multiple defenders to take that off of Vasco's feet. And a long shot here and covered up by Collins, as that was Saldivar who let one rip from distance. And good work there by the Braves to cover that one up.
Fourth save of the half for Will Collins in goal.
Here come the Green River Wolves back on the attack. He is held on sides as he's working through. That one could be flagged. They will say
play on.
Play on.
That was close, though, absolutely.
As the cleats came up a little bit high on that, and a lot of times you'll see a foul call. The center official, those motions to play on, as here they come back on the attack. Here come the Wolves. Good job there by the Braves, swarming to the ball as Peterson goes down.
Yeah, Landon did a good job of kind of clogging up that effort.
Green River will reset here at midfield. Oh, quick passing here by the Wolves. They get into the box, but too hard of a touch, out of bounds. Good job there by Tyler to shadow. They are going to say last touch by the Braves, though. Corner kick coming for Green River.
Corner kick number 2 of the half for the Wolves as we tick under 17 minutes.
High ball played towards the back post. That's going to go out the back side of the box. Choma trying to shield off as long as he could, but Saldivar able to push through. That ball's going to go off of Star Valley.
I guess I should have said into the 23rd minute. I was doing the countdown.
Yep, I did that too earlier.
The scoreboard will count up, but you have to tell it to do that way, and for the most part, they don't.
Yes. Here's Hintz. He takes a long run, and he's going to do the flip throw. I thought his feet might have been over the line. They're going to let that one go as he's able to get that one into the box.
Interestingly enough, Alan, you don't see that nearly as often in the boys' matches as you do in the girls.
They are going to say last touch by the Braves.
Green River getting some good chances here.
Quick corner kick here. They elect to play it short as
man Collins.
Ooh.
He was able to dive from his stationary position and just corral that thing after the rebound. That's a nice job by Will Collins.
Collins elects to go with a throw, sidearm throw from there. Actually has pretty good distance on it, but it will be headed out by Green River. Throw in coming for the Braves. And that's one thing that last year's keeper, A.J. Hale, did a lot. Did a lot of the throws to the side, electing to do that and retain possession rather than a big drop kick down the middle.
Nolan Hyde and McKay Bagley checking in for Star Valley on that dead ball.
Here comes Hintz. Hintz wants to bring it back towards the middle of the field. Over to Eckhart to Wild. Wild back to the center as he's got a runner in Ariano. He sends it up. As trying to cross here is Doak. Doak has that taken away. Here's Peterson. Peterson saves it from going out of bounds and settles for the Braves. Sends a line drive ball up line. Taken away. Good pressure there by McKay Bagley. They are going to say that was touched by him. I thought that went off of Green River.
I just want to point out Lincoln Brown did a really good job of stopping that last run. Number 12.
Here's Hatterley, left foot into the middle. That's going to have some backspin on it. Vasco trying to get that ball over to Ariano before it's quickly taken away by the Braves. Ariano gets it back, sends a through ball, left foot into the box. And good job there by Tyler to cover that up, sends it out to Hyde. Hyde wants to go quick, moves it up line. You can see Spencer on the sideline telling Nolan to settle that one a little bit try to link some passes together. Here comes Doak. Doak dancing around towards the top of the 18. Good step through by Brown. He'll leave it for Wild. Wild brings it back to the middle. Working on that outside are the Wolves. Here's an attack towards the top of the 18. Oh, good job there by... Oh, it's going to be a handball. Was he in the box as Lincoln Brown brought his hand up just outside the box, so free kick coming for the Wolves.
That is close. Look how close that is to the 18-yard box.
Yeah,
it's basically the width of the ball.
I thought he was in when I saw it live. Braves catch a break here, though it's still a dangerous spot. This is way better than a penalty kick.
Well, and this is the second time Green River's had a chance from basically a very similar. This one's a little more extreme angle, but yeah, a chance.
Oh,
wow.
Good save by Collins as Braxton Doak, one of the seniors.
That was a rocket.
He went right over the wall with on a rope, and it just had bad intentions looking for that top corner, and it was knocked out of bounds by Collins. Corner kick coming up for Green River.
Well, you know, Alan, just my 2 cents, as a keeper, you're thinking you always got to corral that ball, but sometimes the best play is just punching that thing out like that.
Doak's going to send this one. Adrenaline must be pumping because that's going to go all the way to the other side of the box and out of bounds. Throw-in coming for Star Valley.
Yeah, that one went halfway up the inclined grassy knoll on the other side.
With just 12 minutes left to play here in the first half, the Braves and the Wolves still knotted up at 0. We talked a little bit about the last time these two teams played. The Braves gave up 9 goals in that contest. Coach Spencer has to be happy with the defensive effort from the Braves in the early going of this one.
Well, I think they're matching the intensity of Green River. Also, just Green River's had the advantage attacking, but I think the Braves have done a great job. You can see kind of flipping the field there. Jacob Howe forcing the issue against Demaray.
Yeah, that through ball from Matijic just was just a little bit too quick. Had a little bit too much pace on it, but I like that idea from the Braves. And like you said, Dow, I think there's something to be said of flipping the field and getting the ball into some of our speedsters' hands.
And, you know, also to say the last time these two teams met, you know, we've talked about the previous meeting a few times. I can't speak for the Wolves, but I know the Braves did not have a complete team as compared to what they've played with the last 3 matches now, or 2.5. And so that's obviously a little bit of difference as well.
Here's a run on the far side. Able to get around one Star Valley defender. Good job by Tyler to cover that up. If you're just joining us, Zach's brother Chase, who usually plays in the midfield, not able to play this afternoon or evening, and so that's a developing story. But so far, those who've been in place of him have played good. Bit of a mishandle here by the Braves. Tyler will pass this one back to Collins. Not able to pick it up, but he does have all the time in the world. Will wants to go back to Choma. That ball skirts under his cleats and towards the outside. Green River will save it from going out of bounds as they work it back to the middle. Green River does a good job of pushing up their outside defensive back to help in their offensive attack. Great job there by Olvera as he shields off Vasco and gets the foul. Free kick coming for Star Valley.
I thought Olvera had a really great game against Evanston last Thursday. Just nothing that showed up in like the actual, you know, the score box, but I thought he did a lot of good things in that match that helped put the Braves in good position to win.
High ball by Tyler. He sends it up just over the head of Matijic. Max is it trying to get position here. He's working towards the right side. Stop and go move. Oh, and that should be a corner kick, and it will be as that ball went off the crossbar on the back side of the crossbar, bounces back in off the shins of Demaray, and corner kick coming for the Braves.
Yeah, chance first corner kick of the game for the Braves, and just the fact that he was able to find the post.
Yeah, usually, from that angle.
I thought from that angle he was just, you know, punching it into the side of the net, just, just to kind of keep momentum going. But
left foot from Howe sends it near post and batted out by the Wolves. Oh, Jacob Howe's able to get it back towards the top of the 18, works it towards his left foot, and just too high as he wasn't able to get his foot on top of that one. But good pressure there by Jacob Howe.
And that was a good opportunity for the Braves on that, and they had a shot from Matijic, which turned into a corner, which turned into another rebound shot from Howe. Obviously, both teams still looking for the first goal of the match, but the Braves with a quality trip up the field that time. And the Wolves send it downfield.
Here comes Tyler as he's playing center field. He's going to send it back to Collins, being pursued by Taylor.
And that shows you there's a lot of guys back from last year's team for Star Valley. That shows a lot of trust in your teammates being able to do that, because you're like, okay, you're going to do your job, right?
Yes.
It's not going to come back and
There's
take
nobody to help you.
And this thing's not going to come back at my teeth, right?
Yeah. Oh, good deflection there by Tyler as Vasco worked his way across the middle of the field. Bagley's going to drop to Choma. Choma sends a good ball up line. That's going to go out of bounds, though. Throw in coming for Green River. Wild wants to take that quickly. Sends it into Saldivar. He sends it towards the outside. Good step through by Hatterley, sending it out wide to Matijic. And they're going to say last touch by Green River. Throw in coming for the Braves. Choma in the middle. Give and go back to Jacob. Taken away by the Wolves. 7 minutes left to play here in the first half. Great play there by Peterson. He sends Bagley on a run. Bagley up near side. That's going to go off of Eckhart, throw in for the Braves.
Here, and this is another part where you're missing Tyler. He can throw that ball 30 yards infield.
Choma trying to work across the middle of the field. Has that ball taken away as Tommy Vasco will take it for Green River. He's got a runner on this near side. He sends Maris, but taken away by Peterson. Good footwork here by Landon. Gets through a few defenders, and they're going to say...
Looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Braves. At least that's the way the momentum of the players are walking.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to be a kind of a live ball drop.
Oh, okay.
Because it hit the center official. As
there's a great example of Desmarais being tall and athletic.
Yeah.
If you had a 5'8" kid playing keeper right there, you'd suck in your breath a little bit.
I know. Instead, he caught it at eyeball level.
Yeah, it's like yeah, no problem.
Ooh, high bounce here off of the drop kick, and it will go out of bounds. Peterson's done a really good job for the Braves in that left defensive back position today.
Boy, Reese Wild, he has a really cool technique where he's able to advance the ball upfield off his shoulder. I've seen him do it 3 or 4 times today. It's pretty cool.
Here comes Vasco. Vasco hits the Jets, gets to the top of the 18, slams on the brakes, right foot, and deflected by Tyler. Good play there by Zach. Ariano wants to send it back into the middle as the Hatterleys converge, right foot, and again, Tyler gets a deflection.
Boy, the Braves have played so confidently on those one-on-one situations like that so far in this half as we tick down under 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think Collins should buy old Zach Tyler an ice cream cone after the game, because he's taking a beating there just at the top of the 18, but keeping that ball from getting to the last line of defense. And we'll see if Green River makes a little bit of an adjustment.
Official making several, I wasn't sure what he was talking about right there. Do you see anything out of the ordinary, Alan?
No, but he might come over and stop the clock.
Yeah, he put his arms across like to stop the clock.
Or to 4:06.
I'm not sure what the cameras can see because we don't have that feed, but the center official has strong mustache game.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the same guy from last week, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. That's one of a kind. So many good mustache puns. I hope people are addressing him with out there.
I thought you couldn't do that. Not the mustache part, but like can't be.
Yeah, and there's no joking around
Yeah,
with
you can't be
this.
joking around.
Yeah, I would have a hard time not coming up to him and being like, I must ask you a question about that last call. And then he'd probably just give me a yellow card.
Yeah, yellow card.
And I'd be like, that's so worth it. That was worth it.
And that's why you weren't all state, Alan.
I know.
Right there.
It just lacked the quiet dignity of the game.
So right now, clock ticking at 5:38 here in this first half, still scoreless. And we hyped it up as an offensive explosion in the last meeting, and so far, got a couple of goose eggs.
Deflected back into the middle. Dangerous time here for the Braves.
Foot too high here, is that what they're saying?
Yeah. They're coming in with a high kick. And they do that, especially with the way that cleats are made nowadays.
Boy, Matijic took one off the dome right there.
Here comes Howe trying to play off of that. That's why Max has such a nice mop of hair there. It's a little bit of a...
Got to cushion it.
Yeah, a little bit of a cushion for those.
Right now it feels like the Braves with the chance to be a little more aggressive here, and Green River escorting the ball out of bounds a couple of times in a row.
Yeah, it was interesting because the center official came back and added a minute 10 or so onto the clock. Don't see that happen very often, but there must have been a stoppage that we didn't catch up here. And he saw about a minute tick off. And
yeah,
so
that's a pretty significant addition. You don't see that, especially in the age, the last, almost 10 years or however long it's been since they got rid of stoppage time.
Oh, good job there by Bagley, able to keep this one at his feet, trying to create some space. Here's Matijic. Matijic shielding, and we'll just drop it back to Peterson. Peterson settles. Oh, that's a good through ball, looking for Bagley. Bagley on this left side gets a shoulder. Oh, he's able to stop and go right foot cross. Oh, and covered up by Demaray. Good individual effort there by Cutler Bagley to get a shot on goal.
That was a great job of ball handling there from Bagley.
Ball comes back to the middle. Here's Vasco. Tommy wants to send one towards the top of the box. Great team defense there by the Braves.
And that's been the theme in this first half. They've really diffused a lot of Green River attacks.
Matijic pursuing here. Here's Demaray as Max. Ooh.
That was close.
That was close. Max kind of cut off his first option that he wanted, and that pass towards the outside.
That was about a foot away from being a steal and a walk into the net for Max Matijic. Maybe not a foot.
But
It's close.
It's closer, too close for comfort if you're a
Yes.
Green River fan, for sure.
And the Braves had a goal like that last year. I can't remember who it was against, but had kind of a steal and
Steal off the
steal
goalie.
and score.
Yeah, that's that. There's no worse feeling, I would imagine, than the goalie getting that ball stolen from him.
Under 3 to play here in this half.
Star Valley taking their time on the throw-in. Good throw-in by Brown. Sends the ball up line. Deflected back as here comes Max as he's going to practice some of his sprinting drills. They're going to use Demaray again. Missed touch by Demaray as it goes out wide. It is going to be saved by Wild, though, as he sends the ball up line. And
Credit to Wild. That very easily could have been a Star Valley corner.
oh, a bit of a miss angle there by Brown. Covered up by Tyler. Great job by
Wow.
Zach Tyler to win that ball and keep it in.
Yeah, I'm going to say this barely out of bounds here, throw in for the Wolves, but yeah, Tyler saved that for the Braves.
Yeah, Lincoln Brown took a little bit of a shallow angle and saw Dax Taylor on the opposite side of him, and it was a great run there by Tyler to come back and help out his teammate. Throw in here for Wild as we tick under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Still tied 0-0. High ball as Choma goes up and wins that one as one of the smallest players on the field. Good aggression there by Choma. Green River will settle. Back to Vasco. Vasco squares up. Looks at the top of the 18. Olvera right and deflected again by Tyler. Corner kick coming up for Green River.
And that one wasn't your typical deflection. That was almost almost a double deflection.
Yeah.
It just with under 90 seconds for the half, you're just kind of holding your breath here in a scoreless match.
That ball found its way through all the gates onto the grass behind. They do get a replacement ball here.
This will be the 5th corner kick of the half for the Wolves.
Wolves go quickly left foot into the box, and good job there by Hatterley. He takes a chest trap and clears it out for Star Valley. Bagley takes it away only to have the favor returned.
Bagley's doing good work right there, though, not letting the Wolves settle in and get another quality send.
Physical play here by Peterson, and cleared out by Hatterley again.
Yeah, at this point, I think Brady's just trying to get to the halftime. You're willing to give up that corner.
Corner again. This is towards the top of the 18 and headed out by Raiden Hatterley over to Matijic. Matijic will settle as we have 10 seconds left to go in the half. Max has it taken away by Vasco. Vasco wants one more look at it, and just wide. And that will do it for the first half, as we will go into the half still scoreless 0-0 in what has been an entertaining and defensive masterpiece by the Braves here in the early going. We will take a quick break and hear from our sponsors. We appreciate you joining us here on the SVI Network for Brave Soccer.
In the heart of the Rockies, land is more than property. It's a legacy. Whether you're buying a family ranch, a mountain retreat, or selling farmland, it takes local knowledge and trusted hands. Austin Callison and Andy Neal, licensed in Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, bring unmatched experience with Hayden Outdoors, the West's premier land brokerage. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
As a small business owner, we know you want to take care of your team. Introducing MemberCare, Star Valley Health's membership healthcare program. Through our new program, you can provide your team healthcare benefits at our primary care and urgent care clinics, including essential services like lab tests, x-rays, and urgent care visits, bundled into a plan that fits your budget. Your employees support your dream every day. Here's one more way to keep your team happy and healthy. Learn more at starvalleyhealth.org.
The internet may connect us, but human connection brings us together. Silver Star Internet. Better connected.
Are you sidelined by a sports-related injury? At Alpine Foot and Ankle, Dr. Andrew McCall specializes in treating ankle sprains, Achilles injuries, chronic ankle pain and instability, flat feet, and heel pain. Dr. McCall's expert care ensures you get back to your active lifestyle quickly and safely. Don't let foot and ankle issues hold you back. Visit alpinefoothandankle.clinic to learn more. That's alpinefoothandankle.clinic.
Star Valley Sports on SVI are presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisors Kyle Terry, creating tailored solutions to address your financial needs, and by Rusty's Tree Service, the tree removal experts. Call 248-2442.
Technology in medicine is advancing all the time. Amazingly, Star Valley Health is keeping up with everywhere else. It provides people an opportunity to get care that is closer, but care that is the same or better quality. Our specialists are fellowship trained and board certified.
Doing care at Star Valley Health has made me feel like I've got a place at home that I can trust and rely on.
Ever wish you could be the boss of your home Wi-Fi? Well, with HomeZone by Silver Star, now you can. It's like having your own Wi-Fi command center right in your pocket. Whether it's setting up a guest network for visitors, controlling what your kids can access, or checking your connection speed, HomeZone has you covered. With Protect IQ, you'll have a virtual bodyguard for your Wi-Fi, blocking unwanted threats before they reach your devices. HomeZone by Silver Star. Wi-Fi control, coverage, and security all in one.
First Bank of Wyoming, we know you're more than just a number. We know the important numbers that matter most, the ones that tell your story. From starting your financial journey to planning for your first home and reaching your family's financial goals, we're here to celebrate your story, not just your transactions. From milestones to memories, we're here to celebrate every moment that counts. When you bank with us, you're part of a community that cares about every number that counts. First Bank of Wyoming, where you're more than a number.
At Fall River Propane, we're not just your propane provider. We're the ones who make sure life keeps moving. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference.
Welcome to Aspen Physical Therapy. Let our team help you out with your healthcare needs. We work with a wide variety of patients, from car accidents to strains and sprains to injured athletes to post-surgical care. We have a number of modalities and different procedures we use to help people, including dry needling and our radial pulse wave machine. We have offices in Thane and Afton and are open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays we are out seeing our home health patients. Aspen Physical Therapy, getting you back to work, to play, to life.
Your home for live coverage of Star Valley sports is the SVI Sports Network.
Braves Field here at the break as the Star Valley Braves and the Green River Wolves are scoreless after 40 minutes of action. And Alan, I almost feel like we need to apologize to the viewers because I was talking about this matchup even last week because the previous time they played was 13 goals. It was 9-4 Green River, and I kept I didn't promise an offensive explosion.
Yeah.
But I didn't not promise one. But the defense is really holding court so far today in this one.
Yeah, and I think a lot of credit probably goes to the coaches of both ends. I think they took what happened at the last matchup, made some adjustments, and, yeah, we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned European soccer game out here.
Pitchers duel.
Yeah, exactly.
Out here. Well, obviously no goals to speak of in this first half. Some of the statistics I have for the first half. Green River with a shots on goal advantage on my stat sheet, 9-6. Corner kicks has been a little more stark difference as the Wolves had 6 corner kicks in that first half compared to just 1 for Star Valley. Will Collins with a very solid first half for Star Valley with 6 saves. I had Jake Demaray with 2 for the Wolves, and that's where we stand statistic-wise, Alan. And both these teams going to come out in the second half and say it may come down to one sequence in a game like this, and so you obviously want to play as tight as you can.
Exactly, and I think a big kudos goes out to that back line of the Star Valley defense with both Zach Tyler, you've got Lincoln Brown, Landon Peterson, Nathan Hatterley, you've got Joshua Olvera, and then obviously with Will Collins in the goal. I thought there was more time spent in that attacking third, but the way that they converged on the ball, I feel like there wasn't as many quality looks on goal. Like there was a lot of time down around the box, but it always seemed like there was multiple Braves defenders that were in a good position to make a play.
Wyatt Greener with 9 shots on goal. There was probably 5 or 6 that would have been shots on goal, but they ended up into the torso and the backside and the legs of that defensive line, as you talked about. So, yeah, did a great job of trying to keep the ball off of Collins. And we typically, Star Valley is a 2-goal method, and so we thought maybe we'd see Trenton Nelson. He was warming up. We'll see what the coaches decide to do. Scoreless game, though. It's like I said, in my mind, it almost like makes you grip your clipboard a little tighter, going, do I keep rolling with Will, or do we just keep doing what we do?
Yeah, and Trenton was the one who started the game against Evanston the last game at home, and he pitched the shutout there for the Braves, and so I think they've got 2 really good options. I mean, it is a little bit harder to come off the pine and be ready to go and get back into the flow of the game, but I think with the way that the defense has been playing, I think Coach Spencer probably feels confident in either of those keepers.
Tell you what, let's take a 1-minute break and come back with the second half of this scoreless game, the 4A West, Star Valley, Green River at 0-0.
Welcome to Aspen Physical Therapy. Let our team help you out with your healthcare needs. We work with a wide variety of patients from car accidents to strains and sprains to injured athletes to post-surgical care. We have a number of modalities and different procedures we use to help people, including dry needling and our radial pulse wave machine. We have offices in Thane and Afton and are open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays we are out seeing our home health patients. Aspen Physical Therapy, getting you back to work, to play, to life.
Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities await. Whether you're interested in mining, agriculture, engineering, technology, manufacturing, management, or a number of additional options, Simplot offers not just a job, but a truly satisfying and rewarding career. Explore our diverse range of positions and find where you belong. Visit Simplot.com to view available positions locally and across the United States. That's Simplot.com, a world of career opportunities.
The greatest cardiac need in Wyoming is simply access to cardiology specialty services as well as other specialty services. Patients don't have to travel an hour and a half or 2 hours.
We do cardiac cath procedures down there, which is the only cardiac cath lab in western Wyoming.
I think it's very personalized care. A lot of them are neighbors and friends.
I think it's really been a blessing for the community as well as all of western Wyoming.
Where do legends come from? Some start as dreamers, even after they're turned down again and again. But everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves.
You know, this is the place that gave me an opportunity to come here and play the game that I love.
At the University of Wyoming, we're the team that believes you can do anything. This is where underdogs come to shine and where real MVPs are made.
Find high-resolution photos of today's game available for purchase online. Simply visit svinews.com and click the Photos tab.
Welcome back to Braves Field as we have just started the second half, still knotted up at 0. Green River will start with the possession here in the early going as the Braves did make a switch at goalie. And so between the pipes will be Trenton Nelson,
which is not
uncommon. Yep.
The Braves have gone 2 goalie. That's just kind of the way they do things.
Yep. Will Collins had a great first half for the Braves, and now Nelson will get his turn here in the second half, hoping to preserve the shutout. Here comes Peterson on the far side, looking to get it to Bagley. That's quickly taken away by the Wolves. Olvera, with a man on him, is able to shield and get that ball out to Finch. Finch wants to go towards the outside, and it's taken away. Here comes Wild. He hesitates, sends it to the right side. Hesitation move, cross into the middle, and
man, that was a perfect pass.
What a great cross there by Green River as Braxton Doak is on the receiving end and scores the goal for the Wolves.
That was right on the money. Not a lot you could do.
Yeah, as he took that ball out wide, a good sprint there on the outside. I'm trying to get his number for the Wolves. Just created a perfect angle, and Doak one-touched that one into the back of the net as Green River strikes first here against the Braves. Here comes Choma. Choma wants to bring it towards the outside to Bagley. Bagley meets up with Wild. He's able to get past him, gets a good ball over to Jacob. Jacob's got runners. It looks like, just a tad bit offsides would have been how, I think. As it was deflected by the Wolves. Cleared out by Green River. Throw-in coming for Star Valley.
Any chance you were able to sort out who had the assist?
No.
Okay.
He's got nice gloves, though, on that far side, I think.
Right here?
Yep. Yeah, I use that fancy monocle. They're going to send Doak on another run. That's going to go out of bounds, throw-in coming for the Braves.
The assist, it looks like, was Tommy Vasco. If I'm looking at the same
Yeah,
one,
I think
number
you're
11.
right. Yep. Here's a run by Matichik. He sends a good ball up to Howe. Howe's going to have to chase this one down. It's just in front of his feet. Jacob trying to make a move. He makes one-man miss. Wants to go back to his left. Drops it to Bagley. Bagley has a man on him. Tries to get it to the middle. That ball gets deflected back to Choma. Choma sends it out to Finch. Drops it back to Jacob. Jacob trying to get towards the top of the 18. Settled here by Finch over to Bagley. Back to Finch. Bunched up on this far side. Wants to go up line. And that ball is going to be saved from going out by Vasco. Bagley will make a move. On the far side, they are going to whistle it dead. And they're going to say out of bounds. So that far official is saying out of bounds. It should be a throw-in coming for the Wolves. Wild will take this, sends a ball up line. That one never materialized, though, as it goes out of bounds, and Choma sends it. This ball gets past Hintz for a split second into the box. Hintz does a good job to take that off the bounce and send it towards the outside before it goes off of Nico Macias. Here comes Finch. He wants to go quickly towards the top of the 18. Cleared out by Ariano. Morris in the middle. He's going to get past Brown. Morris has Doak in front of him, and Vasco towards the outside. He wants the through ball to Vasco, but too far. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Star Valley.
Green River pretty aggressive coming out of the break in the first 4 minutes of this half. Of course, getting the game's first goal, Braxton Doak, assisted by Tommy Vasco in the 42nd minute. We are now entering the 45th minute.
Good win out of the air by Finch. He sends it back towards midfield. Vasco on the outside. Puts the brakes on. He wants to head back to the middle. He takes on 3 defenders. He works towards his left foot, far corner. Oh, sneaks past the outstretched gloves of Nelson. And that will be the second goal of the half for the Wolves.
And that thing slid right up against the bottom right pole and just hugged its way right into the net.
And Nelson was in good position. It almost looked like it went right underneath him and his dive. Just a half second late as Vasco worked towards that. Towards the middle, was able to get a left foot and put it against the far post. And it didn't have a ton of pace on it, but it was just right where it needed to put it.
The difference, though, is in the first half, the Wolves were not able to carry the ball that long. The Braves defense was able to get to him, and then that time, Tommy Vasco, he took that ball basically 20 yards in, and they couldn't get it away from him.
Green River back on the attack. Ariano, great move by him. Gets to the top of the 18, right foot, and that one goes high. And it'll be a goal kick coming for Star Valley.
Well, if you're looking for positives for the Braves, that's the first shot on goal of the second half that didn't go in.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Man, the Wolves were, that first one to Doak from Vasco was just pinpoint.
Yeah, and I think it becomes important for the Braves here in the next 10 minutes or so to cut into this lead.
Yeah, I think that not just for the sake of this particular match, but I think just psychologically too, just cut this in half and get some hope. Right now it feels like all the momentum in the first 5 minutes have been Green River because it is.
Yep. Throw in here by Kubal. Kubal sends it towards the left side, taken away by Finch. Finch trying to make some room here. He has that ball taken away. Here's Doak. He's shadowed by Hatterley. Ariano wants to go towards the outside, and that's going to be too far. Throw-in coming for the Braves. We talked a little bit at the beginning of the broadcast that Chase Tyler was out for the Braves today. We also noticed that Payson Hilliard, who usually plays back on that defensive line, is out for the Braves as well.
Well, and Payson's usually the guy that has the big throw-ins for the Braves. He has good distance on those, and it absolutely changes what you do a little bit, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that does alter your game plan, especially when the Braves have had some throw-ins down here on their offensive third. Payson's one that can really whip that ball and get it into the center of the box, and the Braves have kind of missed out on that and those opportunities here in this contest.
I think they were not sure what they were doing there, checking the ball for
some Tom Brady action. See if there was some deflate gate going on.
They really need to get rid of the whole idea as a culture for every controversy adding gate to it. Deflatriots was just sitting there.
Oh
no
my
one
goodness,
used it.
that would have been good.
Yeah, anything's better than gate. Come on. Use your imagination, media.
Throw-in coming for the Braves. Is interesting that sideline officials squeezed it twice and decided it was good enough. He's got a built-in pressure gauge in his arms.
He does.
He's like, this is regulation. If I squeeze it a little harder, then that's not enough air.
You're a basketball coach, Alan. You're telling me you can't tell when a ball is pretty much inflated?
Well, you do that thing where you raise the ball up high and then you
let it bounce.
Let it bounce to your imaginary elbow.
Nolan Hyde coming in. Also McKay Bagley. That has been a pretty consistent sub here for Coach Spencer today.
Braves looking to cut into this lead. Here's Hyde. He sends this one up line. That's going to stay in. Good ball by Hyde. He sends it up to Matijic. Matijic has three around him. Here's Choma. Choma wants to send a one touch up to Howe. Howe tries to turn that one around. Not able to get a foot on it, though. And Green River's coming on the attack. Counter here by Ariano. He wants to send it out wide. Good step there by Olveris. Clears it into the midfield. Wild wins that one in a bit of a wild way.
As I say, this whole sequence seems like it's a little bit out of control. Wow.
Run here for the Wolves.
That was a nice move by Nico Macias.
Drop to Doak. Doak trying to put it inside the box. Taken away by Tyler. Wild will chip that one forward as Hyde and Wild go back and forth like they're playing ping pong. And that's going to go out of bounds. Throw in coming for the Wolves. We've talked.
And they want to stop the clock.
Still trying to get the clock stopped.
Second time they've done this. I'm not sure exactly why either time, Alan.
Yeah, they're coming.
Any thoughts on what's going on?
Yeah, so I think it was just he stopped it on the far side, and I think there's probably some sort of foul or something, and now he's just trying to get the exact time to the clock operator. But I didn't see what the initial stoppage of time was for.
Yeah, and that was the case in both cases.
Yeah.
Honestly, this happened in the first half, and they ended up putting about a minute plus back on towards the end of the half. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the holdup is here. And score clock sits at 30-14. I'll bet it's not going to stay there.
Yeah.
Which means we're in the 50th minute right now.
And we can't start the clock till our clock operator gets back. I guess they can.
Okay. Well, they didn't. Now we.
Oh, so he.
This is it's been kind of a weird sequence.
So they did want to keep it at 14. As this ball is knocked away by Doak. Doak found himself around three defenders, tried to make a quick move to his right, and that ball just gets away and covered up by Trenton Nelson.
All right, Alan. I do have some info.
Yeah, let us have it.
It's not real positive for Star Valley. Apparently some things being said from the crowd towards Green River that the official does not like, and they're talking about it. So
yeah, so
they did not adhere to the WHSAA pregame reads.
I say if you can't, then let's read it again.
Oh, wow, flip throw.
Here comes Hintz with a, my goodness.
That was awesome. That thing was right into almost the actual opening of the net. That was a nice throw.
Yeah, that had quite a bit of carry there.
Yes, I think what's happened is you have the side officials hearing it a lot easier than the center official, and then he's calling him over. That makes sense now from kind of what we're seeing in the body language. And credit to the officials for calling him out, Alan.
Yeah, there's no place for that.
Well, on top of that, I mean, even from a practicality standpoint, not even a sportsmanship standpoint, it's not like there is a huge number of extra officials out there. And if you want to act that way, then I suggest you go get certified and do it yourself.
Yeah, and the thing that was kind of relayed to us is that it was kind of the fans yelling at the Green River players.
Yeah, at the players.
And
yeah, there's absolutely no place for that.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, big collision here by Hyde. He's able to win that one off the side, and as you mentioned, it's this close official that's able to relay that on to the center official. Here comes Matijic. Matijic will settle. He wants to drop it back to Howe.
And again, I'll just point out credit to the officials for bringing it up.
Yeah, and so we thought he was signaling for for the clock, but he really wanted an administrator, right?
Yeah,
he wanted an administrator to come down.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yep. As that ball goes out.
And I know they do have, not just for soccer. I mean, it's for any sport. They can. It just happens to be a soccer thing. It happens to be yellow. They'll give you a warning, and it's like, you've been warned. Yeah, just no need for that.
Hopefully that gets cleaned up here in the last 27 minutes as well. Hyde will take this one.
I like that shot. Had a little bit of a bend to it, but Desmarais right on top of it. Not to keep harping on this, but I actually think if they actually could figure it out, if you want to heckle people, you can be the JV ref for the next game or an underclassman ref, and you'll probably never do it again because that'd talk about a thankless job.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which you do.
Yeah,
you're an official in some other sports, and my goodness.
And you get, obviously in this venue is a little bit different than in basketball, right? Where you can hear things a little better. Like if you're heckling out here, then it's loud enough. Then you probably should settle down. Oh, off the head! Goodness. What a finish! As Hintz puts a free kick into the box, Doak beats Nelson to the ball and heads it in.
That was. The thing about the Wolves' goals here in this second half, Alan, is they've all been pretty spectacular.
Yeah, we'll see if we have a replay here. We do. Oh, my goodness. As Hintz puts that ball from 40 yards out and drops it perfectly right in front of the goal. Doak goes into the box unmarked and heads that one in. And Green River, what used to be a tied up 0-0 at the half, they've exploded for 3 goals here in the first 14 minutes. Handball here off of Brown as that ball ricocheted from his cleats up to his forearm. It will be another free kick for Green River. This one about 10 yards closer than their last. But they've already demonstrated that this is definitely the danger zone. Hintz wants to go short over to Ariano. Good move here by Ariano. Then becomes victim to the turf monster.
Still was able to get up and keep possession of the ball, though.
Yeah, saves it back to Hintz over to Vasco. Vasco on the far side. It's got a runner in wild if he wants him to his side. Here comes Vasco, works his way back to the middle. He has space, trying to get around Tyler. Left foot, and just wide. As Tommy Vasco froze Zach Tyler for just a moment, enough time for him to get a look at that one. But this left foot goes high and wide for the Wolves.
Yeah, the Wolves have scored 3 times on on 5 shots in this half, and one of them was just a really impressive individual effort from Tommy Vasco, but the other 2 were set up by I don't think you could have better passes. One from Vasco to Braxton Doak, and then one from Max Hintz to Braxton Doak off a header, which I would be telling my grandkids about that one if I had gotten that one to go in like that.
Well, yeah, that's such a tough play, one just from where it was kicked from, right? So you're 40 yards out for Doak to be able to time that, and then for Hintz to be able to put it with that much accuracy. Really an incredible play.
Braves defensively, they need to get their feet back under them here.
Here comes Hatterley as that ball is deflected. Saved from going out of bounds by Macias. Oh, long shot and out as Ariano wanted to be part of the action. It'll be a goal kick coming up for Star Valley.
Didn't miss that one by too much.
Substitutions coming in for the Braves.
So Jonah Finch coming in. Also Raiden Hatterley. And Carter Bagley back in. And Braves send it down range. 50-50 ball here, battling for it. And Green River able to come up with it again.
Peterson takes this one away, sends it up to Howe, just gets past him over to Hintz, but Howe's able to stick with it. Jacob wants to send a through ball up to Matijic. Matijic tracking it down. Oh, good hustle there by Max. Howe, right foot, and just wide and high as good hustle there by Max to track that one down, gets it back to Jacob Howe. Howe lets one rip from about 20 yards outside of the top of the 18. And that just goes wide for the Braves.
And you can just feel that the Star Valley team, they want to answer so bad.
Yep.
And so, yeah, this kind of took a rip at that one. But honestly, we're in the 58th minute here, and virtually the whole second half, Green River has just been on the attack. It's been tough for the Braves to get a shot of their own.
Yeah, it has been. Here comes Doak. A bit of miscommunication there for the Braves as they had 2 there. Doak steps in to take it away. Here's Vasco. Vasco works his way back to the center, and that's going to be deflected out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick.
Yeah, I think that was off of Star Valley, and be corner kick number 7
I'm
for the Wolves. Excuse me, Alan.
Blocked by that lights pole. I can't tell which end of the flag it went on, but it will be a corner kick. The Wolves use Hintz as a look. It will be a
well, based on that last assist, that's who I'd want kicking this too.
Yeah,
it's a throw.
It is a throw, and they
he ends up putting it up on top of the net, hockey style.
Yeah, he was a good 2 feet in bounds when he landed, and I don't know what the rules are with that, but yeah, so it was a throw, but for Hintz that almost looks like a kick. So it's like,
well, he has put it right on the, like I said,
on the keeper's gloves at one time, right in front of the net. Here comes Howe. Oh, he does a good ball up to Matijic. It's going to be one-on-one. Max versus Demaray.
Oh!
And they're going to say it did not cross.
Wow, that was a great save from Demaray because Max put that right on the money.
Yeah, you see great through ball up to Matijic here on the replay. One man to beat, but Demaray proved up to the task. Corner kick, that's going to go towards the top of the box and out the other end.
Man, that was a great opportunity.
Yeah, and Max would love to have that one back.
Not that it was it was a good effort to me. It's just, probably would have maybe put it more in the corner, I suppose, is what you're saying.
Yep. Yeah, and he was being pursued, but that's as good as a look as the Braves have had all afternoon here.
Oh, absolutely. Still 20 minutes to go, though, and plenty of time, Alan. And, boy, it just kind of shows you you get a goal, you just don't know what the momentum does for the next 20 minutes. So, yeah, you'd have loved to have seen that one go in.
Yeah, and we talked about the length of Desmarais. I think that plays a factor, even though that ball was kicked mainly to him. I think he did the right idea to go low instead of high, because you could tell that was a little bit harder for him to.
Well, he's a tall guy.
Yeah, it's long ways from the ground. I just probably wanted if he could have it back, I bet he'd want it to paint a corner a little bit. And we know from what we've seen from Max, he's got the accuracy to do that. I think just coming in so fast, he still put a good ball on frame, and it was to a point where Desmarais deflected and then had to go back and deflect again. So good opportunity there for the Braves. Just didn't quite materialize like they wanted to, but by far the best look they've had at this evening.
Owen Brown, number 34, checks in. He's a freshman for Star Valley.
Here's Matijic again, able to win this. Sends a ball towards the right side. They are going to let this one play on as Hatterley trying to chase it down, but shielded away was Hatterley. Good defensive play by Kubal as he's able to keep Hatterley away from that. It'll be a kick by Desmarais.
Wow. That was a boot from Desmarais. Landed on the opposite 30.
Here comes Hatterley as he tries to clear this one. Ball staying in the middle and bouncing off the turf and going high is off of Doak's foot. It'll be a goal kick for the Braves.
Boy, that was a great kick.
Yeah, and the Wolves do have a little bit of a breeze behind them now, as we haven't had much wind in this contest, but I think there is a little bit coming out of the southwest. Owen Brown will put this towards midfield. Here comes Vasco. Give and go back to Tommy. Tommy working at the top, and that's going to go well out. Goal kick coming again for the Braves.
Green River, though, 9 shots on goal in the first half, and they've already almost matched that with 8. That was their 8th shot on goal here in the second half, and yeah, they've definitely had the more aggressive push here as they've taken a scoreless game to be 3-0.
Great win out of the air by Ariano. Tries to make a turn there, goes out of bounds. Throw in coming for the Braves as we go under 17 minutes to play here in the second half. Matijic goes down there, is able to win it off the rebound. Here comes Howe as this ball mishandled at first before Green River was able to clear. Throw in coming for Star Valley.
I like that because, yeah, it was Jacob just about had a chance to get there. Good thought from Matijic.
Hyde will take this. Finch gives him a run up the middle. Elects to drop it to Matijic. Before that ball is taken away, here comes Brown. High ball into the box. As that one goes over their head, here comes Matijic. Tries to flick it over to Howe. Howe, just not able to get a quality look at that one as multiple bodies went down inside the box. And it was just out of the outstretched cleat of Howe and picked up by Desmarais.
Just the way that ball bounced, Jacob wasn't able to put a solid shot on it. He ends up kind of having to try and deflect it off of a kind of a secondary deflection of his body, and yeah, just didn't have a lot on it, and Desmarais was right there.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing about soccer. Like in other sports, you can use all the limbs you have available to kind of corral that ball, whereas soccer really limits you. Here comes Bagley making a run on the far side. Tries to cross it to the middle. That's going to go off of Green River. Throw-in coming for the Braves. Substitutions also for Star Valley as Jacob Choma will check in, as well as McKay Bagley.
Ticking down to near 15 minutes left in this one. And the Braves would love to get one in the net here to at least give themselves a chance to try and get back in this match.
Here's a good opportunity for the Braves right here as they'll have a free kick.
Yeah, this could be a good chance.
Green River pushes up their line. Here comes Choma. He's going to send one. Oh, not a bad ball by Jacob Choma as that one kind of hung up in the air. But against Desmarais, he's able to cover that one up fairly routinely.
5th save of the day for Desmarais.
Green River making a run. Held on sides. Here's Ariano. He makes a run towards the left side. Puts the left foot. Tries to cross it. That ball didn't have the pace. Great job there by Cutler Bagley to win that out of the air before it's quickly taken away by Wild. Wild sends this one on the turf and covered up by Nelson. Nelson will push up his midfield. Sends the ball towards the center. That's won by the Wolves. Vasco on the far side. Making a break towards the middle. He's got to get around 3 defenders. Works it back to his left foot, and that is deflected out of bounds. Corner kick.
That was very similar to the sequence he scored in the 45th minute. This time he sends it wide, maybe a little more deflection that time. But, yeah, Vasco, that looked almost like a mirror image of what he did last time.
Yeah, the only difference this time the Braves were able to get that deflection before it got to the keeper. Corner kick here, that's going to go deep. Looking on the backside, big collision in the box as
players a little slow to get up, but they're up.
Yep, they've cleared out. Braves clear the ball. Good hit there by Rich as he goes towards the outside. And they're going to say last touch by the Wolves. Rich goes quickly, trying to get it to Bagley. Once again, tooled off the feet of a Green River defender. And we'll just rinse and repeat as we come up the sideline here. Matijic will take this one. Drops it at the feet of Choma. Good moves there by Jacob. Sends it into the middle. Matijic, right foot, one hop and covered by Desmarais. Good job there by Max, creating a little bit of space to send that one on frame. But Desmarais has been up to the task here this evening. Tyler sends it up line. That's taken away by Wild. Over to Owen Brown. Tries to go towards the outside. Feet get tangled up. And they're going to say that one goes against the Braves. Quick free kick here by Green River. Lincoln Brown sends one into the middle. Cade Rich wants to send a through ball to Matijic. Matijic's on his horse. He's going to bring it towards the top of the 18. It'll be a one-on-one. Oh! An aggressive.
A lot of contact on that run.
From behind. There was definitely some contact there by Green River as 2 players go down in the middle as things. They're going to get this one against Choma. Yeah, that one was tough. I didn't see how he's able to get to that ball from behind of Matijic, but the ref says that's clean and they'll play on, and free kick here for Hintz. Hintz lobs this one high, and that's going to go to the outstretched arms of Nelson as he'll push up his midfield for the Braves. Some good quality runs here for the Braves in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they've had a couple of, including one really great shot, but they've had a couple other opportunities that were at least were in the vicinity. And, yeah, it's almost like the ball has not bounced quite their way in that situation. And, boy, Green River really capitalized on theirs early part of this half.
Yeah, there's about that 12-minute window where Green River really came out firing here in the second half, and that's really been the difference. The rest of the 50 minutes played have been pretty even between the two squads. Just that little stretch by the Wolves where they had individual efforts, but just some really good hustle plays. They kind of found their way and the ball bounced their way, and they're up by 3. Here's a high bounce.
Oh, wow.
And Nelson did all he could just to knock that out. And it will be a goal kick for the Braves.
And I'll tell you, Trenton has been really challenged in the second half. I mean, all of these shots that Green River has taken, they have been really difficult to handle, and including that one. You could see it was trouble, even though it was from 45 yards away.
Yeah, that high second bounce that it took turned Trenton into almost like a cornerback, just having to go back there to deflect it.
He was running back into the net and reached back over his shoulder and swatted that ball out from being a goal.
Yeah, and we don't have an upline angle, but they're saying that ball didn't cross the plane, which is good. As here's a good through ball. This ball check a little bit right at the top of the 18. There we go, and it is in. Goal for the Braves as Jacob Howe finishes that one off, as he was just able to get a touch before Demaray got there, and then he followed that ball into the net, and goal for the Braves.
Well, holy cow. That's about how tough it was to get a goal on Green River so far in this one. You both got to fall into the back of the net yourself to finally get it in there.
No kidding. What a great free kick ball here, though, as that ball bounced and just checked right at the top of the 18. And good work there by Howe to follow that one in, as the Braves cut into this lead by a little bit, as they still find themselves trailing 1-3 with 9 minutes left to play. But
still some time.
There is definitely still some time on the clock. Here comes Vasco as he works his way towards the bottom of the box.
Wow.
He sends one in on frame. That's going to go out of bounds. Corner kick coming up for...
I want to know what the backyard of the Vasco family looks like. They are so good, this pinpoint and how they handle the ball and how they were able to put themselves in position to score. Corner kick coming up again here for the Wolves.
Yeah, definitely a soccer family, as that one just goes wide. That corner kick, Hintz was able to come over and get ahead on him. What's kind of funny about that is that it was Doak who took the corner kick and looking for Hintz, whereas the other way around, where Hintz assisted Doak for a header earlier in the game. So versatile team here for the Wolves. Tyler sends this one into the middle.
Going to be a push here, and Star Valley will get a free kick. I think is the call.
Tyler will take this. Green River holds their line out wide to Hyde. That ball's just going to take off on him. Good job there by Nolan just to track it down. Finch drops it to Peterson. Trying to play that back in the middle and taken away by the Wolves. Here comes Ariano on the outside. Works it inside. Trying to get one off towards frame, and that's going to be taken away by the Braves. Good job there by Tyler. Ball comes up to Matijic. Matijic trying to make a move around. Oh, good move here by Vasco. Vasco hits the Jets. He's towards the top of the 18. Left foot. Oh, good save by Nelson.
Wow. That was a beauty of a save from Trenton Nelson.
Yeah, Vasco brings his hands up to his head as he knows he put that right where he wanted to. Just a great individual effort here by Trenton Nelson to get his hands on that one.
Another corner kick coming up, number 9 of the game for the Braves. If you're wondering what the comparison is, 2 for Star Valley in this match. So a lot of pressure, and a lot of it coming in the second half here from the Wolves.
Here comes the corner. This is a high one towards the far post. Double header, and finally cleared away by Hatterley for the Braves. Ball comes back into the box before Tyler clears it out. Throw-in coming for Green River. The Wolves have had several quality looks off of their corner kicks. I've been very impressed with just their ball placement and consistently for the Wolves today. Green River at midfield. Here comes Vasco. Vasco gets around 3. Right foot. That was deflected.
And not sure who gets credit for that one, but it came off the foot of Vasco, but it went off of somebody afterwards.
Yeah.
Wolves goal by Tommy Vasco.
Oh, they're not. They're going to say not a goal.
Oh, it's not a goal. Offside? Or what are they calling there?
I didn't see what the call was. But there was something that's close to the deflection. It wouldn't have been offsides because it was a shot on goal and it was deflected off of a defender unless that deflection or that they're saying Vasco's offside before that. So interesting. Sometimes I wish that we could have a mic.
Wow. Doak hit the ground hard. Good sportsmanship there as the number 7 violence. Raiden Hatterley and Braxton Doak saying, I didn't mean to hit you that hard.
Here comes Vasco again.
That kid can stop on a dime. He's impressive. Just a freshman, too.
Yep. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they have to, race to the dinner table. Maybe they play a lot of Simon Says in the Vasco household. I don't know. Red light, green light. But both him and his sister Isa just have the ability to stop and then go from 0 to 10 quickly.
Boy, brave player came down really awkward, hard on his back and is slow to get up. The official will stop the clock with 4:15 to go, and they'll check him out. I think that's number 11, Nolan Hyde.
Yeah, went up for a header and just kind of had his feet taken out from him.
He got up and let him stay in.
Yeah, if that happened.
I was under the impression if you stopped the clock, you had to come out, Alan. Is that not right?
Nope. It's only if the trainer or the coach comes out to you.
Okay.
Here comes Matijic again. He's got it. Oh, shielded. Oh, my goodness.
That thing missed by about a foot.
Good job there by Green River at that last second. Kind of took away the angle he wanted. But I just feel like there should have been more of those this game. You just feel like that Matijic has the speed advantage on that back line, and we've seen it a couple times here in the last 15 minutes or so, but just haven't seen those materialize.
Well, as good as Green River has looked, especially in this second half, had that other goal from Matijic gone. I mean, this is really
true,
really close on the scoreboard. Of course, that last one we thought was a goal from Vasco ends up not being a goal. So
yeah, that just changes the dynamic, right?
You can argue it the other way too, I guess, but
yeah,
there's been some opportunities in this game. Speaking of which, here's a free kick. Kind of a steep angle here, but Braves with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, Green River electing to play back in the box. Oh, as that ball was kind of hung up in the wind. Good job there by Desmarais to play it, but yeah, it was kind of taking a little bit of a different angle there.
I've got 7 saves for Desmarais. He's been pretty dang good in goal. In fact, like I said, the only time the Braves have found the net is when they all ended up in the back of the net. As players and the ball just happened to be with them.
Here comes Hintz. He'll take this one. High ball into the box. That's going to go out of bounds.
That kid's got a cannon.
Yeah, he does. And he's the same one that does their flip throws. And so kind of a Swiss Army knife for the Wolves. Tyler wants to go quickly. Sends it up to Matijic. That was kind of some cool ninja moves by all involved on that one. Ultimately ends up at the feet of Green River. We'll have a throw in here with 2 minutes left to play. Wild sends a high one into midfield, taken away by Choma. Back to Matijic. That's a great through ball. Looking to Howe. There's going to be a meet at the apex. Right foot. Just couldn't get it over. the outstretched hands of Demaray.
He has been an albatross back there.
Oh, my goodness.
He was out of position. Braves had another good chance at it, and he just swats it out of the air. He matumbos that one.
Well, good. That's such a good run by Jacob Howe. And once again, they meet at the top of the 18.
Yeah, him and Matijic have really put on some nice pressure here.
Yeah. And then for Choma, he's able to get that off the rebound and just couldn't get it out the outstretched hands. But, I mean, you're looking at, you got to chip it 8.5 feet in the air to get it over Demaray. So just a great play.
It's a small window.
Yeah.
And he has he's made a couple of saves that you wouldn't even have blamed him had they gone in.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this game has been pretty tight.
Here's another run. Howe trying to control it. He's got Hintz blanketing him. Hintz aggressively moves through and takes away that ball. Good recovery there by Hintz as Howe had the initial step on him. Here comes Hatterley. Hatterley sends it back to the middle. Peterson checks over his shoulder, looking to see if he has time. He's going to send it out of bounds as we have just under 30 seconds to go. And the Braves might be wondering what could have been with their opportunities here in the last 12 minutes or so. But like you said, Dow, the score says 3-1, but it played pretty tight here at the end. But it's going to be the Green River Wolves that are going to come away with the victory here on Braves Field, which will move Green River to 6-2 on the season, and the Braves will drop to 1-6 as the Wolves come out on top 3-1 over the Star Valley Braves. The Wolves saw two goals by Braxton Doak and 1 goal by Tommy Vasco. The Braves' lone goal comes off of the foot of Jacob Howe to cut into that 3-goal lead, but ultimately it will be the Green River Wolves that will come out on top over the Braves. The Braves do have a little bit of a break before their next contest, as they will take on Natrona not this weekend but the next weekend, and then they will have Kelly Walsh on that Saturday.
And that's a quick turnaround too, just because of the nature of that Casper doubleheader. You've got the Friday afternoon, normal time games, but then those Saturday matches, girls and boys. Girls play at 9 a.m. on that Saturday match. So it's 9 and 11 is the schedule. So FYI, you got 10 days, but it's a quick turnaround if you're one of those folks that doesn't miss any home matches, and I hope you are.
Yeah. So we appreciate you joining us here on the SVI Radio Network. Dal Erickson and Alan Simpson here on the call for the Braves. We hope that you will join us again. Once again, big shout out to our sponsors who make this available across our networks so we can put this product out for you. We appreciate them. Go out and support them and let them know that you appreciate the live video feed as well. We hope that you'll be back and join us here in a couple weeks when they face off against the Natrona County Schools. But we appreciate you joining us here